Uh, we just kept our composure. I think we brought good energy. The second unit was amazing. Both halves really, but especially in that third quarter, to give us some life. Obviously, Kelly played, arguably his best game on both ends of the floor. EP off the bench did amazing, impacting the game. Obviously, Draymond's energy, guarding AD, forcing him into tough shots, and we obviously, made some momentum in that second half to just give us a chance, and then very similar to the Clipper game earlier, carried that momentum down the stretch, made a couple big shots, and was a big win for us considering how it started.
This game tonight kind of capped off a really tough stretch for you guys against playoff teams. What does that do for your guys' confidence? Not just winning the way you guys did, but beating a team like the Lakers.
It's just a step in the right direction, but we have to be able to put a couple of these together in a row. And they're all learning lessons in terms of the caliber of team that you're playing at that, at the top of the West that's been established, has been there before, and good measuring stick for us. So 7-6, we're obviously, in a good position, but we have to be able to put a couple of these in a row to really prove that this is who we can be and who we are. And that's the challenge in this league every night. No matter who you're playing, you got to really fight for a win.
They flipped up the rotation and had Kelly in that start of the second quarter unit. How do you think that helped you guys?
I mean, it gave him some space to obviously get off the dribble and get to the cup a couple times, but defensively, obviously, he fits right into that unit where he can put pressure on the ball. They can switch a lot and just kind of cause havoc across the court. And he just brings energy. He's always done that, no matter how you talk about his shooting and all that. He always brings energy, and that was a big thing for us tonight in this particular game, considering where the lead was and the crazy swings back and forth. He made his presence felt, all whatever 30 plus minutes he played.
Steph, Chris Alvarez from ABC7. Steve always talks about building an identity. So how do these wins, comebacks against two of the best teams in the league, really help you guys build an identity?
I mean, proves we're capable, but it's also done the opposite when you kind of have a game like Denver where you don't have anything going because you're building expectations of how you're supposed to play. So you got to remember what the difference was first half to second half tonight, bottle that up, bring it against we play the Spurs on Wednesday, and just keep plugging away. We're getting really good reps and identifying, like to your question, what it is going to take for us to win against the best teams in the league, and we got to just go out and do it.
Steph, you play at a very high level tonight. Do you think it could be a campaign to win the MVP, or are you not focused on it?
It's never about that in terms of how you think about each day. It's about winning and stack on good outings, good performances, good wins. That narrative takes care of itself. But I think no matter how each game goes, in a night like tonight where I didn't shoot it well at all, I didn't play great. I was aggressive, but I didn't shoot it well. And then you come down, fourth quarter, and our team gave us an opportunity to win the game, and then obviously make some plays that helps. So it's going to be a collective effort for us to be in a situation where we're winning enough for anybody to be considered in that conversation.
And
Steph
you
Curry,
tweet your
Go ahead,
other
sir. Go ahead.
You did not face LeBron for a long time, and you beat him again. What feelings did the game leave you against the King?
It's a good win, man. Good win.
Thanks.
Steph, I got two questions for you. This is Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. Number one, Draymond had a couple of big buckets down the stretch. How important is his aggressiveness offensively and taking the open lanes when he's got them?
It was kind of weird. It was like a blast from the past, like 14, 15, pick and roll at the top of the key, me and him. I got a couple of good looks. He got a couple good rolls to the basket, able to finish. Then we even had one kind of hockey assist opportunity. So it was nice to kind of finish those last 3 minutes with that as our only play call, and get some good possessions out of it. For him, I don't really care how much he shoots. It's a matter of him just being aggressive, and he knows that being decisive, whether he catches it and pulls, whether he catches it and drives, finish at the rim, or catches it and is able to, move it to the open guy. We got to be able to make defenses pay for their aggressiveness on the ball, especially when I'm flying around. And, whatever he decides to do is the right decision as long as he's aggressive, and he knows that.
When you got the ball at the top, how do you decide I'm gonna take my man ISO or I'm gonna call a pick and invite the trap? It felt like tonight you had a better matchup going one-on-one against a smaller guy than inviting Anthony Davis into it. Like, what's the decision-making process when you're weighing those two options?
It's just a feeling. I think most of the time before the defense gets set, it's much better to try to go and beat, that one guy off the dribble, and then you can see where the help is a little bit clearer, and the help might be a little later. But if we're trying to get the ball moving a little bit, that pick and roll where I can still be aggressive, look to shoot, but then the dominoes start to fall when you draw two, make the first good pass out, and then we have an advantage on the backside. I think we got to finish quarters, those last possessions, under 24 seconds, where I know the trap's coming, but try to beat it beforehand. Those are, I think, where we can get a little bit better. I got stuck in the third quarter on that, but other than that, it's just a feel, and just being decisive about, game to game where the help's coming from. And tonight they had a couple bigs out there most of the time, so I like that advantage.
Well, hi, Steph. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Congrats on the win. Steve said he expected to see good things tonight after two good practices. Did you see anything specific on the court tonight that reflected the 2 days you had here in practice in Chase Center?
I think the biggest thing was offensively, we were moving the ball a lot better, not getting stagnant. We worked on, that approach last 2 days of just trying to be decisive, making the easy pass and not letting the ball stick and everybody just standing around looking, not knowing what to do. We have a lot of guys that can be threats if the ball is moving and defense is reacting. And especially in that second unit, they did an amazing job of just making the Lakers defend. And I don't care how good your defense is, when you have to make reads and close out and, we're able to drive and kick and keep them on their heels, that's going to be to our advantage. The Denver game, it was the exact opposite. So that was a big factor for us, especially in that second half.
You guys haven't had a high lottery pick in a long time. What's kind of the balance you guys need to strike of playing him James developmental minutes through sometimes struggles, like he's had some struggles the last few games?
Just keep giving him opportunities, but understand they're all learning lessons. And for him, I think Draymond talked about it before. I know he's a perfectionist and he wants to be great and he wants to be as productive as he can in his minutes and finish games. And that's great. You want him to have that sense of care, that expectation of greatness. But he can't get too overwhelmed in terms of when it's not working or he's having a bad game, just stick with it and keep his composure, keep his mind, engaged to learn the lessons he needs to learn. Because that'll help him in the long run, and it'll help us down the stretch of the season because he's night and day better than he was, when training camp started or when he was clear for training camp, and that progress is going to continue. So, it's okay if hey Marcus, I used to get benched for AC Low. It happens. You got to be able to take those lumps in stride and learn the lessons you need to learn, and know that it's going to come back around.
Who was AC Law?
Huh?
Who was AC Law?
That was my my
just
backup point guard back in the day. You know, I used to watch on the bench in the fourth quarter a lot.
Steph, as a competitor, how much do you love playing in games like this and big comeback wins?
I mean, they're fun, but you hate being down by 19, whatever it was. So, yeah, we never feel like we're out of a game. Those first two, we keep talking about it. The Nets and Milwaukee game, it was kind of a different feeling. But now like you said, we don't want to get in those positions, but just keep fighting. You know, crazy things have happened. We've done it twice now. Just want to be able to do it to other teams if we can, get leads early and make the game a little easier.
Hey, Steph, going back to your rookie year, on Wednesday, you guys will be wearing sort of a throwback jersey, a little different. But what do you remember about those navy blue, orange jerseys your rookie season? What are your kind of fondest memories in those jerseys?
They were fire, but that was the old material. They were heavy as hell. So that was the one thing I do remember. You put those on versus how they make them now. It's night and day. But the look is just so classic. It's when you think of old school, you think of this franchise and the Oakland or expression of what we were. Those jerseys are front and center, front of mind. And last time we wore them, the last regular season game in 19 at Oracle, it was just an amazing moment to bring those back. And obviously to have Oakland across the chest now, it's special. So we have a lot of great memories there on that side of the bridge, and pay respect to that era of Warrior basketball. And it's obviously special for me because, yeah, you said my rookie year, I was the only one on this team that wore them. So it's pretty special.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks, everybody.